Ender Armor is one of the most cheapest sets in the game, as it is so easy to get because all you have to do is just kill some Enderman to get it as a drop, which is very easy to do. But Ender Armor is actually way better than you think for the price. But before we get into why it's way better, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. That would help me out a lot, and let's get into the video. So as I said, Ender Armor is one of the most cheapest sets in the game. When you look at Ender Armor, you must be like, ew, it's not that good. But when you look at the ability, it says that all stats of the armor piece is multiplied in the end by 2 times, which is actually insane if you think about the reforges that you could add and what growth and fumings do to it. So what I did was I bought some Ender Armor and maxed it out as the cheapest way I could, and it actually turned out to be better than some sets that are worth over 50-60 mil. Now this only works in the end, but doing this for the Endslayer will help you out a lot if you're not one of the richest. And for the price, you could probably get this for around 20 mil to like actually be a good set. So the cheapest way to get the set is you usually want to search up Ender, and then you want to go to Legendary and check if there's any on the auction house for Legendary. Now you should find some cheap prices for about 2.5 mil or around under 5 mil, because this can be an item that could be auto recombobbed. So it's cheaper than what it actually would be to recombob it. Like this boots and these chest plates are only 5 mil for those 2 pieces, when usually it would be around 10 million. So you could save a lot of money by buying pieces off the auction house. Once you have bought in the recombobbed items, you want to add hot potato books and enchants to it. And after you do that, it should look like this if you hot potato book it and add growth 5 and protection to it. And it actually has some pretty nice stats, as it almost gives you 300 HP for every piece. Now when you look at something like Necron that cost around 60 mil for this, it almost compares to it. When it comes to reforges, you could be as picky as you want, saying you need more HP or more damage. You could add the reforge you want, and it will actually double that reforge stat. So let's look into the reforges. Now what I added is damage stats, because I'm also very tanky as is, because I already have a lot of things. But these damage stats are actually pretty good. It gives you 50 strength and 86 crit damage with Ancient on it. Ancient cost around maybe 2 mil to apply, so all of this cost about 6 mil. Compared to Necron, it gives you less strength, but it actually gives you more crit damage, which is very good. And for the price of Necron, it evens out, because your damage is still pretty good with this set. And if you need HP, you could always go with Giant, and for defense, you could always go with Perfect, which it gives you 80 defense, which would actually turn into 160 defense. Or you could always go with Titanic, which gives you 70 health and 70 defense. So with those reforges, you could technically customize your armor to where you have a perfect amount of health and a perfect amount of defense, with Ancient on some pieces and Giant on some pieces and all that. So now let's get into my damage. I will be using a Vorpal Katana for this test, which I do around 480k with my Vorpal Katana. But whenever I switch over to a set that costs around like 80 mil, 60 mil, it does around 500k. So I'm losing out on 100k, but I'm saving around 30 to 50 mil. Now when it comes to defense and health wise, my health with this set is about 2,862. But whenever I switch over to my Ender Armor set, I should have around the same amount of HP and defense, which is actually crazy to think. So all you're really losing is 100k damage, which if you don't care about damage that much, you could change your helmet to Ancient, and you would be basically getting around the same amount of damage if you add Ancient to your helmet, which is crazy to think about. So if there are no pieces that are already recombobbed and you don't have enough money to recombob them, then you could always just go without recombobbing it. But then again, you're losing a lot of damage and a lot of stats. So, I mean, it would be a good idea to recombob it, but, you know. And yeah, that's the end of the video. I just wanted to show you that Ender Armor is actually a better set than what you think. And I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And that would be it. And goodbye.